AI told me to buy this cooler. And the cooler I am talking about is the 35 quart Engel hard cooler. Now, I do have to give a disclaimer. When Engel gave me this live bait cooler, they also included me in their promotional staff. And I have been just procrastinating for the longest time on buying another cooler. I've been needing to upgrade from my Orion to something just a little bit bigger. And the 35 quart, it meets my needs. Now, even though I am, promotional staff for Engel, I'm going to give you my own thoughts on most of these coolers here. And hopefully it won't make Engel mad, but I will say this right up front. The Orion coolers, they're better coolers, but they do come at like a cost. And it's not only price, but they are a heavier cooler and they seal incredibly well, which is what you want for live bait, or well, not live bait, but it's what you want for bait, for catfish bait. And this will seal so hard that it makes it hard to open the Orion from time to time. Also, because it's so much thicker and everything, this 25 quart, I can only have maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days worth of skipjacks in it. Going up to 35, it would give me a little bit more room, but the 35 on this Engel gives me a ton more room. And I will say it, the Engel is better than a Yeti. So if you're looking at the hierarchy of, coolers, Yetis are built for you to get to your drinks quickly. That's why they're easy to open. They really don't vacuum seal down. While like the Orion, it vacuum seals down and gets hard to open. Good for live bait, or I keep saying live bait. It's good for cut bait, but the Yeti is not that great for cut bait. And I had one, and I'm glad that I moved away from it. The Engel is right there in the middle. It's easier to open, but it has enough force to it to vacuum seal it down so air doesn't get in there to ruin your bait quicker. It's also lightweight. Yetis are a little bit on the heavy side. Orions are very heavy. This is kind of meets in the middle on weight, which makes it easier for me to move it around in the boat. In fact, I think these two are similar in weight when they're full of ice. I can put more skipjacks in this, probably 2-3 days worth of skipjacks. It's long enough so they're not sideways, so they can lay down there evenly. So it is and well, AI did agree with me. I asked and talked with Grok and ChatGPT about this as well, and they both agreed that this is what I should get. If I want to upgrade from this, if I want to save a little money and, get a good cooler, get an Engel. And the color actually matters as well. If you look at other, YouTube videos about people doing tests of different colors of the coolers, the light color, it reflects the sun and it is cooler than everything else. So basically, I'm upgrading to higher capacity, and this cooler is probably equal to the Orion just because of the cooler, because that it actually seals, and a few other factors. It is equal to that Orion. Now, a bigger Orion would be a little bit better, but it's also a lot more expensive, literally double the price. But that's, that's what AI told me to get, and that's what I finally pulled the trigger on. And as you can see here, I got the Engel live bait cooler, the 19 quart. I can keep bluegills alive in this thing. I keep minnows. This is the cooler I use the most because I'm taking it out on my mixed bag trips with like 3 dozen shiners, and it keeps the 3 dozen shiners alive overnight easily. And then obviously I've got, you know, the random coolers. My little igloo here I've used for just drinks on the boat. This Coleman I use to transport skipjacks if I go to, you know, my buddy's Clint, you know, my blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting tongue-tied. But if I go to my buddy's Clint's house or anywhere else to pick up skipjacks from somebody, like Uncle Rudd, I get some from him every now and then. I take that with me. It's old. The handle was rusted, but my buddy just borrowed it, and he somehow got that handle to move because it's got a little, you know, handle with wheels on it. Got this Coleman, and this Coleman is, I'm using it for my jugs. My catfish jugs are in it. And then I've got a big Lifetime that I got a long time ago for whenever I need to get a bunch of skipjacks. You know, it's nice to have a big cooler. I can get so many in this one, but if I throw that in there, I, you know, triple my capacity for skipjacks if I want to put them, you know, in the cooler or freezer, in the freezer, or if I want to sell them or whatever. I really don't, I do have a bait dealer's license. I just don't sell, you know, bait that often. Oh yeah, my stack of coolers. And I pretty much use every single one of them for one purpose or another. And eventually, the next, you know, thing I will do probably with Engel is replace this igloo cooler because the handle is starting to come off and it's really old. And it'd be nice to, you know, have something a little bit bigger. I sometimes use it for like worms. I put worms in there with my drinks and food and whatever. Just, you know, get something a little bit bigger. And they do, like Engel does make some smaller ones that are like this that would work good as a little extra cooler. But for now, this is what I got. Just to be honest with you guys, I may end up selling this Orion for a really cheap price just to, you know, I'm not going to be using it anymore. I'm going to be using this Engel. But let me know in the comments below what you think about Engel coolers as well. If you've had one, if you think it works good. I've already used this a couple of times, and it is keeping ice and keeping bait good for days and days and days. It's doing a good job so far. And yeah, I am impressed with it. I will give one thing, while it does seal, you know, these do feel like that they might, you know, wear out over time. But I think, I mean, they're just screwed in, and I think they actually sell replacements of these if they wear out. And there may actually be metal ones too. A skipjack scale on here. And even though Orion has the same thing, it's got that rubber. Over time, that rubber might wear out too. Yeah, I think it's a good investment. I know, like the cheapest, ignoring the top coolers, the cheapest, you know, cooler that could keep skipjacks for a day or two is going to be this Lifetime. But it is, you know, it's a big and clunky one. And I'd rather have something small and, you know, able to keep ice in it for a couple of extra days. And there's also a lot of salt in this, because I will take salt and then water and then ice, mix it all up, and it creates a brine that like instantly freezes the skipjacks when you pull them out of the water. It makes it easier to store them. They're ready to rock and roll once you vacuum seal them. It makes a fresher bait by doing that. Yeah, my stack of coolers. Now, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this, you know, gear-related video. I really, really appreciate it. And because it's gear related, you know, the algorithm might not promote it that much, but you can help me by just simply hitting that thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the more likely I will do another gear related video in the future. And if you don't want me doing the gear related videos, or well, let me rephrase that. You don't want me to do gear related videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs down and tell me to go fishing. It is getting hot out. It's summertime. And yeah, I am going to get these back in the garage and go edit this video in my nice cold house, because it is hot. And this heat not only turns off the fishermen, but it does turn off the fish, at least during the day. I might go fishing later though, so stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed, and thanks again for watching. I do hope to see you next time.